Hello, everybody. Today I will explain the poem The Pilgrim written by Anonymous. Anonymous means that the poet's name is not known. Friends, now I would suggest pause the video and read the first stanza. Chasm means a deep gap in the earth's surface. Twilight means the time before sunrise or after sunset. To span the tide means to go across the tide. An old man walks down a lonely road. On a cold and dark evening, he reaches a deep, vast, wide chasm. He crosses the chasm. He is experienced, so he is not scared, frightened of the chasm. When he reaches the other side of the chasm safely, he stops and constructs a bridge over the chasm. See the line, to a chasm deep and vast and wide. This is an example of inversion because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is to a deep and vast and wide chasm. Now look at this line and built a bridge to span the tide. Here, the figure of speech is alliteration because the sound of the letter B is repeated pleasingly for better poetic effect. एक बूढ़ा यात्री अकेला रास्ते पर चल रहा था। चलते चलते शाम के समय वो एक खाई के पास पहुंच गया। यात्री उस खाई से बिल्कुल नहीं डरा। उस खाई को पार करने के बाद यात्री पीछे मुड़कर उस खाई के ऊपर इस पार से उस पार जाने के लिए ब्रिज यानी सेतु बांधने लगा। Now friends, once again pause the video and read the second stanza. Ye. Ye is a word of archaic English. It means you. It means, friends, the modern equivalent of ye is you. Eventide means late evening. A fellow traveler sees the old traveler constructing the bridge. The fellow traveler wonders why the old man is wasting his time constructing a bridge across the chasm because the old traveler's trip is over. He will never go that way again. The fellow traveler is confused. So he asks again why the pilgrim who has already crossed the deep and wide chasm is constructing a bridge too late in the evening. Old man, said a fellow pilgrim near. This line is an example of the figure of speech inversion because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is a near fellow pilgrim said, old man. Now see the line, why waste your time in building here? The figure of speech is interrogation because a rhetorical question is asked. It means a question is asked where the answer is inbuilt in the question. You never again will pass this way. This is an example of inversion because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is you will never again pass this way. Now see this line, you have crossed the chasm deep and wide. Here again, the figure of speech is inversion because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is you have crossed the deep and wide chasm. See the last line of this stanza, why build ye here at eventide? Again, a rhetorical question is asked and so the figure of speech is interrogation. साथ चलने वाले इस यात्री ने उस बूढ़े यात्री से पूछा, आप क्यों आपका वक्त बर्बाद करके इस खाई पर सेतु यानी ब्रिज बांध रहे हैं? आपकी यात्रा तो थोड़े समय में खत्म होगी। आप इस रास्ते पर फिर कभी चलने वाले नहीं हो। आप इस खाई को पार कर चुके हो। अब इस वक्त आप क्यों ब्रिज यानी सेतु बांध रहे हो? नाउ फ्रेंड्स, pause the video and read the third stanza. Follow it means follows. Pitfall means trap. The pilgrim lifts his old grey head and describes his reasons. He says, there is a fair haired youth behind him who has to follow the same path, the same road. He, that means the old man, the old pilgrim, was experienced, so he was not afraid to cross the chasm. But the fair haired youth is inexperienced, and the chasm might be a trap for him when he will be crossing the chasm in the late evening. This is the reason why he was building the bridge to help the young man. Now, friends, look at this line. The pilgrim raised his old grey head. Old and grey have the same meaning. So, the figure of speech here is tautology. The chasm which held no fears for me, to the fair haired youth may a pitfall be. The figure of speech is inversion because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is the chasm which held no fears for me may be a pitfall to the fair haired youth. He too must cross in the twilight dim. This line is an example of inversion because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is he too must cross in the dim twilight. बूढ़े यात्री ने सिर उठाकर जवाब दिया, दोस्त, मैं जिस रास्ते पर चलकर आया हूं उसी रास्ते पर एक नौजवान चलकर आएगा। मैं उस खाई से बिल्कुल नहीं डरा, लेकिन वही खाई शायद उस नौजवान के लिए एक ट्रैप, एक मुसीबत हो सकती है। शायद वो उसका सामना न कर पाए, लेकिन उसे भी ये खाई पार करनी ही होगी। मैं ये ब्रिज, ये सेतु उसके लिए बांध रहा हूं। सो फ्रेंड्स, an old man faces difficulties, problems. He faces the problems but realizes that a youngster who comes after him would have to face the same difficulties. He stops and finds a solution. The old man knows he is close to death and will not face such problems again. Yet he does this to make the path easy for the young traveler. The entire poem is metaphorical. In the poem, Old Pilgrim stands for an experienced man. Journey means life. Evening stands for old age. Chasm stands for problem or trouble. Bridge means solution. And young pilgrim means an inexperienced man. ये पोएम मेटाफोरिकल है। बूढ़े यात्री का मीनिंग है तजुर्बेकार इंसान। शाम का समय यानी बुढ़ापा। चैज़म यानी परेशानियां, प्रॉब्लम्स। ब्रिज यानी सल्यूशन। एक तजुर्बेकार इंसान अपने बुढ़ापे में परेशानियों का मुकाबला करता है। वो उन परेशानियों से डरता नहीं। उन तकलीफों पर विजय पाने के बाद उन परेशानियों का एक सल्यूशन निकालता है ताकि आने वाले नौजवानों को उन परेशानियों से कोई तकलीफ न हो, उनका जीवन आसान और आरामदायक यानी बेहतर हो। Friends, the main theme of the poem is that experienced people should always make roads easier for young people. Why? Because young people are not so experienced. If you have successfully faced and overcome life's difficulties, then be selfless, be generous, think of others, and help or support the inexperienced people, those people who are facing difficulties. So, friends, this was the explanation of the poem The Pilgrim. I hope you have learned something from this video. Thank you for watching this video. See you again soon. Bye.